Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, the king of Bada Bing, the master of Diamond Cutter, the three-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, founder and CEO of DDP Yoga. Good God! And you, monkey, well, you're listening to 5 Moves of Doom. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the 5 Moves of Doom podcast, to the 5 Mod Show, which means it's Sunday. I am your host, my name is Ben, and I am joined, as always, by the rock star, Jack Dillinger.
It's a tired Sunday, Ben. It's a very tired Sunday.
Yeah?
It's Bank Holiday Sunday. I didn't realise that till earlier on.
You barely know what day of the week it is anyway, Jack, to be honest with you.
Tired ass Sunday.
I'm just very lucky that you turn up when you do.
I've been early these past couple of weeks.
You have. Making up for all them times you no-showed.
Oh, I do that a lot.
One time.
I am a tired little bear today.
What's up? What have you been up to?
Oh, all kinds of malarkey.
Yeah?
Yeah. Went for a picnic.
What, on your own?
No, not on my own.
No?
No.
Really?
Went for a picnic. I then, went on a Ferris wheel.
What, in Skeg?
Yeah, in Skeg.
That still work, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Fair enough.
What have you been up to?
Well, one of us has been working, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
I write for a website. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's called 5mod.com.
Old 95.
Yeah. We debuted the debut episode of Curtain Jerking in the week.
Did. Great episode.
Spoke to the legend that is Amir, the harbinger of professional wrestling, from the Wrestle Plug podcast. It was an absolute honour to talk to him. Watched Endgame again.
Oh.
Played a lot of Magic the Gathering. Because I'm a massive geek, mate. That's it.
Mark it out for Magic the Gathering.
That's a brilliant game, mate.
You're a magic mark.
6 months ago, I'd never played it. Now I've got like 8 decks. I'm obsessed. I know I go to a club every week, and it's geeky. And stop talking. Right, wrestling's been interesting.
Oh, it has.
It has, hasn't it?
It has. It feels like these past couple of weeks, I get to Sunday, like Saturday, Sunday, and I'm thinking, it's been a long time since wrestling's been on.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I get to Thursday morning and I watch NXT and I go, oh, that was awesome. I've got no more rest until Monday now.
205 Live, but...
And then, I watched that on a Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
After I watched SmackDown. But then I'll sit there and I go, I've got no more wrestling now. So then I found out that MLW is on Free Sports on Sky, so I started watching MLW. I debated watching Impact and then came to my sentences. I was going to watch wrestling. Was it Don Taku last night for New Japan?
Yeah.
Didn't watch that in the end. So it's my own fault.
I'm going to win!
I'm a little bit annoyed because it's Super Strong Style weekend for Progress Wrestling and we couldn't get tickets for it. So we're not there. We're stuck in this little studio.
Did Kyle O'Reilly show up?
He was booked for it. He was one of the entrants. He's been for weeks. He's been announced for it. It looks like it's. I've got people on Facebook and on Twitter like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're not here." I'm like, I know, me neither. Like, shut up.
Oh.
It should be a great weekend. I'll be definitely catching up on it next week when it comes on to Demand Progress. Right, guys, before we jump into the actual show, let me remind you, legends, to head over to your chosen social media platform of choice.
Facebook.
Well done. Well done, man.
2 weeks in a row.
Well done. Make sure you follow us at Facebook at facebook.com/5modpodcast, and make sure you're following us on all other social media platforms, wherever you're listening to us, whether that be Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Castbox.
Stitcher.
We're on loads of places now. Make sure you're
everywhere.
Make sure you're following us. Make sure you subscribe so that you do not miss an episode of this show or our brand new show, Curtain Jerking, which is going to be very irregular, but
They'll be coming, and
They're
they'll,
still good.
and then every week you'll look down at your phone and that little notification be like, "Oh, Jack and Ben's ready. Here we go."
They go, oh, for God's sake. So make sure you're doing that. And in the meantime, if you're caught up to date with all of our episodes and you still want more from the 5 Moves of Doom podcast,
man.
head over to 5mod.com for all of your wrestling news.
We're all right.
Your editorials, your opinion pieces, you can even find the actual podcast there now.
Yeah.
We're everywhere. Make sure you get over to there and make sure you're checking out our website. It is greatly appreciated. Right, Jack.
God damn. What an intro, man.
Thank you, man. I've been working on that, can you tell? I've only been doing this for 2.5 years now. You think I'd have got it down. Jack, Sami Zayn returned to WWE TV on the Raw after WrestleMania and launched his revamped heel character onto the world. In an epic promo, he announced he had returned to hold WWE Universe accountable for making the WWE such a toxic environment to work in, and dubbed himself the critic of the critics.
Voice of the voiceless.
It was an epic promo that was expertly delivered and started something new and interesting on TV. Since then, he has come out week after week cutting promos and genuinely adding to the character and the sort of drive behind him. But 4 weeks since then, where you get to see him wrestle, he comes out every week cutting the same promo. Oh, is this going to hurt him, mate? This is the question for today.
No!
No?
God damn it, no!
Why?
Because he is on fire at a minute. And people have been crying out for years. Where's this big Sami Zayn push? Where's it coming? It is now, and people are moaning about it.
Is it coming?
Yes, it's coming.
Is this a push?
Vince would not let him have this much exposure and this much mic time if there's not a solid plan for Sami Zayn going forward. Sami Zayn, in my opinion, at this minute in time, is going to that title picture after this.
To the Universal title picture?
Yes.
The company's biggest belt, even though it shouldn't be?
Probably.
Oh. It needs direction. It needs something to work towards. Else repeating himself week after week after week after week. As with anything in wrestling, it's going to start getting diluted and diminishing returns, and we're going to get bored of it. So, the question to you, Jack, where's it going?
Whoever interrupts him is going to get one hell of a pop.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Who's interrupting him?
Off the top of my head, Bray would be great, but one's got to go over, and I don't want to make that call.
Bray won't go over. Bray's still going to be heel.
Yeah, well, I said last week, if the people are going to love him, so it's going to be. I think it's going to be a quick transition. I don't even know who's on Raw.
Well,
I really
neither
don't.
does Vince. Changes every week. I'm struggling to find someone to interrupt him without it being someone like
It can't
Apollo Crews
can't be someone like that. It's got to be someone like Face Elias would have been great, but
He's on SmackDown.
yeah,
Dean would have been good, but he's
Dean
no
would have
longer
been-
employed.
Yeah,
Finn
got-
would have been good, but he's on
no,
SmackDown.
I wouldn't have gone with Finn. I don't think Finn would have been able to go
It needs to be
toe to toe with Sami Zayn.
It needs to be someone that's big babyface, beloved by the fans, can fight for their honour.
Yeah, and someone that's good on the microphone and can go back at Sammy. Because if they're not careful, like I was going to say with Finn, if it was Finn, Sammy would destroy.
I don't know. Finn's better on the mic than people give him credit for. Right. I've got the list in front of me. Stop me when you hear someone that you think on Raw is going to interrupt.
I'll stop you on the perfect person.
AJ Styles, Akam, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Kurt Hawkins, Dash Wilder, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, EC3, Eric Young, Eric, Fandango, Grand Metalik, Heath Slater, Ivar, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Kalisto, Carl Anderson, Connor, Lindsay Dorado, Leo Rush, Luke Gallows, The Miz, Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose, Rey Mysterio, Razor, Rhino, Ricochet, Robert Roode, Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, Scott Dawson, Seth Rollins, Titus O'Neil, Victor, and Zack Ryder.
It's a weak roster, man. Weak roster.
You know who it should be? It's out of all that, Ricochet.
Oh, no.
No?
The Miz, man.
Miz is busy.
Yeah, but as soon as
Miz is one of Shane McMahon's feuds. 'Cause
Yeah.
Shane's in 2 feuds at the minute, but
Miz is the only one who could legit go
he's not been facing it long enough.
He could. This is going to be the making of Miz, man. Making of them both.
I'd send Ricochet out there. Give him a 2-month program of Ricochet, where Sammy goes over, because that's what Ricochet's going to be for. Look how good he is, but he's lost. You know what? It's just lights gone on in my head. Ricochet's going to be the new Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's gimmick up until now has been he's a very good wrestler, but he loses matches.
If Ricochet is just there for the time being and is going on to the Miz, then that's a story I'll goddamn take. When Miz is wrapped up with all his other stuff, that could be the making of both of them.
Yeah?
As a heel and a face.
Be a great match. Ricochet and Zayn would be a fantastic match.
And I think Sami Zayn and Miz would be a great match.
Yeah, because you could rely on Zayn.
Yeah. No, the Miz knows how to put on a great match.
Yeah. Okay, he can do. Miz can do the John Cena side of it, the showman side of it, the WWE way, but you still need that basis of wrestling, and that'll come from Sami Zayn. I like it. I like Zayn and Miz. I can't argue with it. It's good, but Miz at the minute is too busy doing stupid matches with Shane.
If not, this is what I was saying. If we can't get, like we've just gone through the whole roster and we can't really pick out a name that's like, yes, that's the one. That's why I'd push Sami Zayn into the main event. Because I think it's that big what he's doing at the minute.
I suppose when you now you say it like that, Seth's whole gimmick is I'm not the champion, we're the champion. I did it with you, WWE Universe. We'll burn it down. So Sammy interrupting him after he's retained his title against AJ Styles, which is a shame. It's a shame that I'm saying that at Money in the Bank and not SummerSlam.
I agree. But we're still going to enjoy it.
Saying that, Seth retains against AJ Styles and AJ interrupts Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Again, that works. AJ's got that backing.
It does, in fact, work, but I'm loving it at the minute. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're pointing out everything that we hate and your numbers are going down and you're giving us a chance to turn off. It's like, no. God damn it, man. This is amazing. The character work, the character development, it's everything that we wanted for Sami Zayn for years. I just want... Don't get stuck on doing that. That's working, but don't just do that. Oh, no.
You have to evolve.
This thing now, when whoever interrupts him, this is going to be big.
Unless they sign someone to come back.
It can't be Braun Strowman. That's the
problem. This week in an interview, Mark Henry said that Sami Zayn is the best promo in wrestling.
What he's doing at the minute, he's on level par with CM Punk.
But see, you always said that CM Punk isn't as good as some people were
in the ring. Never said he wasn't good on the mic.
But the Sami Zayn stuff, right? When you compare it to Punk, you could tell Punk's was real. This was Phil Brooks speaking it.
Yeah.
With Sami Zayn, you can tell he's playing a character. And that's not bad. That's not a bad thing at all. Sami Zayn is knocking it out of the park. You're absolutely right in everything you say. But you can tell the difference between the stuff Zayn's doing and the stuff Punk was doing. Similar, but there is a distinct difference. Do you not think?
It's very hard. It's very hard to tell for me. Like, I think the whole I want to quit WWE is genius. It's good, man. I don't want to say cheap heat.
I think it was a little bit tongue-in-cheek towards people saying, oh, well, everyone's going to leave to go to AEW.
That's what I'm saying. And you also, the other point I was making was there's got to be some... This is not scripted. Vince
that was the other thing I was going to make next.
Vince has just said, look, this is what you're going to talk about generally. Go out there and do your own thing.
Yeah.
And wow, is that huge for him to say that to somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a really big
That's why I think
honor.
this.
Like even Roman don't get that.
Exactly. That's why I think this push is coming.
It's got to be huge. It's got to be a mega push. I'm talking winning the Royal Rumble, mega push. He has a fire.
It could be.
He has a fire year this year, and then, if only Kevin Owens was still a face, and he could have gone after him as a heel.
That's who I would have said to interrupt him. But
well, if you're talking about people on both shows that could possibly come across in this
Roman's coming across
in this never-ending superstar shake-up, Kofi is your main one.
Oh, yeah.
The fan support behind Kofi at the minute.
Sami Zayn's on the wrong show.
That's it. That's it. The one person that needed to move, and he's not. Everyone else has moved around him. But
I can't believe how weak that roster is, for Raw. I cannot believe it.
Do you want to have a look at SmackDown's in comparison? I'll tell you what, we'll do the same thing. In terms of a opponent for Sami, stop me when I say one, yeah? Aiden English, Ali, Alistair Black.
Stop. I think he could be a face. He could be the one.
Black.
But he's not.
Right, so we're carrying on going.
Yep.
Andrade, Apollo Crews, Big E, Big Show. Wow, is he still on the roster? Fucking hell. Bo Dallas, Buddy Murphy, Chad Gable, Curtis Axel, Daniel Bryan.
Face Daniel Bryan could.
Yeah. Elias.
Face Elias
Epico, Balor, Harper, Jeff Hardy, Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, Killian Dane, Kofi Kingston, Lars Sullivan, Matt Hardy, Otis, Primo Cologne, R-Truth, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Rowan, Rusev, Sheamus, Shelton Benjamin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sin Cara, Tucker, and Xavier Woods. I mean, take away the Sami Zayn thing, but that's just a better roster.
Oh, for sure. For sure, man. And I'm... side note, but I'm loving Andrade as well at the minute.
He needs something.
Oh, his English is just... He's so good.
But again, he needs something to do. Put the briefcase on him.
Oh! I'd literally wet my pants.
And you know what? Put the briefcase on him and have Selena Vega be the one to take it down as well. Do you know what I mean? She's that much in control of his career and his business finances and his business decisions that she decides he needs that briefcase. And then when it's all down in the ring, she just climbs the ladder and gets it and goes, "Come on."
Oh, just the thing he's doing at the minute though. The little English he's speaking, I respect everybody, but I don't respect anybody. I think it's such a better version of Del Rio. It's incredible.
Yeah, he's head and shoulders above Del Rio. That's a fact.
Incredible.
I don't even mind that they took off his name away.
I know. He's just... I said something to my brother the other week, and I was like, I can't even believe I've said that. But Andrade is the best I've seen in the ring for 10 years.
Really?
His intensity, his selling, his everything is incredible. Incredible.
The best in the ring in the last 10 years.
I've seen.
What, even people... Seth, AJ, Shinsuke.
I do say Seth.
Kyrie.
But it was a big statement.
Kenny. We don't talk New Japan. This is going to be good. Jericho. Naito. Okada.
Omega's got that intensity.
Ibushi. Sanada. Going to keep throwing names at you.
I'd definitely put him in the top 5.
Pete Dunne.
I'd definitely put him in the top 5.
Walter.
Without that.
You're talking talent in ring. He is a top 5 talent. I probably agree with you. But in terms of the complete package, he's definitely a top 10, I think.
Yeah, he's nearly there.
All he needs is a booking, really,
exactly.
Isn't it?
You give him a good push. Wow. Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. That back elbow. Oh my god.
What, where he does the kick first?
Oh my god.
I do like that. That's one of those moves where, as a big gamer, I sort of look at it and go, that better be in this year's game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll look at something and go, I want that in the game. I need to do that.
The double knees in the corner.
That used to be his finisher. Can you remember? That's the one thing I'd change. Not a big fan of the hammerlock DDT.
No, I love it. I think it's devastating.
I think the hammerlock DDT as a signature, just a move he does, brilliant. I think he lacks that oh my god finisher.
Yeah,
it's up there with Sweet Chin and
saw
RKO and
I
Rock
saw
Bottom and the Stunner.
When I saw him do it on... I know it was a bit of a botch and it hurt him. When I saw him do it on McIntyre NXT, I was like, holy shit.
I do like it. I just think as a finisher, I didn't like the double knees in the corner as a finisher.
No, I don't like that as a finisher. I think the Hammerlock DDT is fine though. I'd put it up there with what some of the best in the company's got at the minute. I still love the End of Days, and I think that's the best one they've got. But
that's the thing with Baron Corbin. He's full of brilliant moves. I like the Deep Six. Is there something hypnotic about Deep Six when he hits it?
When it's on a lighter opponent.
When it's on Ray, and you think, that's it, Ray's dead.
It's a helicopter thing, man.
He's killed him.
It's the F5 thing. Already.
Yeah, like when you think back to when you were a kid watching Lesnar when he first came out, think about him doing the F5 to Zach Gowen. He spun him like 4 times in your head, didn't he?
Dudley.
Yeah, well, when he did it to Matt Hardy over the ropes and eliminated him in the Royal Rumble. But then you watch it back and go, oh, hang on. No, it was a normal one. Oh. But we're not worried for Sami.
I am not worried one bit.
Again,
not one bit.
Again, I think Sami needs a better finisher. Again, the Helluva Kick is a very good sig. But as a finisher...
Oh, no. He's...
But he did the Brainbuster on the Indies, and they're not going to let him do that in WWE.
I think he's great. I think he's fine.
I think he's fine. I think
he's fine.
Right, Money in the Bank is 2 weeks away. Only 2 weeks, Jack.
Only 2 weeks.
But it seems like it's been like 3 months since WrestleMania, but this could see a superstar skyrocketed to the main event or sacrificed to John Cena at SummerSlam because you've annoyed people backstage, Baron Corbin. Well, to see who has come out the best as a result of the coveted briefcase, we asked our resident Chris to take a look at the past Money in the Bank winners and see what he could find out.
Hey everyone, my name is Chris Small, and on behalf of the 5 Moves of Doom, this is a small package. Money in the Bank is just around the corner, and it can be argued this pay-per-view is right up there with the Big Four in terms of importance. The actual Money in the Bank match and contract has had a history of being a star-making gimmick, going back to the early cash-ins and solidifying new players on the cards. Not all Money in the Bank winners are created equal, though, and there have been times when the cash-in and subsequent title run wasn't super memorable. Still, when it's done right, it's done right, and that's why this week I'll be counting down the top 5 Money in the Bank winners. Woo! Now for this list, I've factored in the actual Money in the Bank match, what was done with the performer while they had the briefcase, and the aftermath of their cash-in. All of these factor into my rankings, starting with number 5, The Miz, Raw Money in the Bank 2010. The Miz was gaining a lot of steam as an upper mid-carder around this time, and WWE was putting him more and more in featured spots, seemingly showing us they had a lot of faith and investment in him. In fact, walking into this match, he was the reigning US champion, and actually made the title feel relevant. His match performance was quite good too, being involved heavily throughout, and doing the classic heel teaming up with heel spots in multi-matches, only to have it blow up in his face. While in possession of the briefcase, he was promoted heavily, including being part of the SummerSlam Nexus storyline that year in some way, and continuing to step up his game, both in promos and in ring work. When he cashed in on Orton the night after Survivor Series, it felt like a huge deal. Miz was visibly emotional, and so was his meathead sidekick Alex Riley. His subsequent run with the title solidified Miz, and he cracks this list because he main evented WrestleMania with John Cena for the title as a result, and won. People mostly forget his actual title reign though, and he was quickly pushed down to the mid-card where he still hasn't risen much further even today. For those reasons, he's only number 5 on this list. Woo! Number 4, Edge, WrestleMania 21. The very first Money in the Bank, and who better to run with the case than a mid-carder on the rise, particularly one who is struggling to find heat as a heel. It can be said that Edge was the pioneer of this gimmick, and many have emulated and just straight up ripped off the mannerisms and actual way the briefcase has been used as a weapon. In the match at WrestleMania, Edge really wasn't a factor though. He was there in the beginning and then kind of just took it at the end. It works with the Ultimate Opportunist gimmick, but he wasn't running with that at the time. No one knew what Money in the Bank was or how it would be received, which is why this Money in the Bank run was so important and on this list. Edge cashing in after New Year's Revolution on John Cena told the whole story about Edge and what a cash-in was all about. Post-cash-in, Edge only held the title for 3 weeks, but it was fresh and exciting, and the audience and the TV ratings reflected this. It seems the only reason the title run was so short was because the Cena Triple H match was planned for so long, and Edge couldn't slot into that at WrestleMania. Still, without the success of Edge as Mr. Money in the Bank, the whole gimmick may not have been around today, hence why he ranks at number 4.
Woo!
Number 3, CM Punk, WrestleMania 25. CM Punk has won Money in the Bank twice, making him the only 2-time male winner. For that reason alone he makes the list. His second run is the one that puts him at number 3. While Punk's first cash-in and subsequent title reign was treated as an afterthought, and that's something that has been said on record on Punk's WWE DVD by multiple sources. This second win, however, did everything for Punk's career. In the actual match, he wasn't as active as other participants, but he did take a kill switch from Christian off the top of the ladder, which looked as painful as it probably was. He held the briefcase for only 63 days, but the actual cash-in was perfect, doing it when Jeff Hardy had just won the title from Edge. The crowd turned on the face Punk a bit here, and he pointed out the hypocrisy of them cheering his previous year's cash-in on a heel. Punk went full-blown villain after this, and this is what made him CM Punk. His title reign allowed him and Hardy to headline a pay-per-view with a TLC match which Punk won. This also, in storyline, made Hardy leave WWE, and a house full of drugs did that in real life, which added even more fuel to Punk's sanctimonious shtick. Punk never really lost the momentum he gained with this cash-in and title reign throughout his career, the unfortunate loss to The Undertaker of his title notwithstanding. Because of all of these reasons, he's number 3.
Woo!
Number 2, Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank, 2014. The architect of the Shield, Money in the Bank was the perfect tool for Rollins. He held the briefcase for almost 300 days, which is on the top end of longer runs. In the actual match, Rollins and Ambrose was the main story, with Ambrose promising to do whatever he could to not have Rollins win. Corporate Kane came out and helped Rollins fend off Ambrose and win the case. Rollins' personality and role on the shows fit with the gimmick incredibly well. He always was in the background, no matter who had the title. He would constantly remind people he could cash him whenever he wanted. The champions being John Cena and then Brock Lesnar while he held the briefcase probably didn't help his chances of success, but then again, he would run his mouth and then hide behind the authority. It was perfect. Then there was the cash-in. The very first and only person to cash in at WrestleMania, not to mention in the main event. Rollins cashed in, arguably saved the main event of WrestleMania 31 between Lesnar and a not well received by the crowd Reigns. The closing image of Rollins holding the belt with a shit-eating grin while fireworks go off in the background is now the stuff of highlight reels and will be for years to come. Rollins had a decent reign as champion and only gave up the title when he was forced to vacate due to injury. He also went on to win the US title while WWE champion for a short period, making him a dual title holder. His championship reign wasn't poor, but it also wasn't setting the world on fire. So because of this, he's number 2, with number 1 absolutely needing to go to... Number 1, Dean Ambrose, Money in the Bank 2016.
Number 1 pick, baby.
Ambrose had, in my view, not only the best cash-in, but also the best post-title reign of any winner up until this point. In the actual match, Dean took a ton of punishment and kept going, fitting perfectly with his personality. He was able to finally take out Kevin Owens in the final moments to win it. Ambrose held the case for less than an hour, when he blindsided Rollins in the back of the head with the case after Rollins had just beaten Reigns for the title. With Ambrose pinning Reigns, all 3 Shield members were WWE champions in the same night. That was only the beginning, though. Ambrose had an amazing run with the title, steeped in importance. He became champion on the cusp of the roster split, where there was uncertainty as to what would actually happen with a single title. And what a dominant champion he was, winning the Triple Threat rematch with the Shield by pinning Reigns clean, and having a clean win over Cena to boot. Ambrose lost very few, if any, matches as champion, and was drafted as second overall pick to SmackDown. While on SmackDown, he helped launch that show in the live era, and carried himself as the champion the show needed. There were many skeptics and cynics who thought Ambrose would be a forgettable champion, but he would go on to be one of the most dominant, successful title holders of the modern era, and solidified him as a main eventer. All because of his Money in the Bank win. Ambrose has always been my number 1 guy, and now he's my number 1 Money in the Bank winner. Alright guys, that does it for this week's Small Package. Please let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitter at csmall201. Follow the 5 moves at 5_MOD. And see you next time.
Thank you very much, Chris, for that. But ladies and gents, it's time for Khari Watch, Khari Corner, whatever you want to call it, waking title. But here it comes, it's the second installment then. Oh, last week we was on about what would she do this week? If she was in the match, it's going to be interesting because that's 3 weeks of exposure she's got.
Yeah.
And she was in the match. She was in that bloody match and she got the rub again, more than Asuka.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gents, if you didn't see it, she herself and Asuka come up against 2 local jobbers. It was what it was, but goddamn, they work well together, man. They're coming along just fine.
I think that's why they're putting them against local jobbers, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, just to get them gelling.
Get them gelling. We'll get a couple of finishers, or a couple of signature moves locked down that you can do, and then we'll start pushing into the other stuff.
And the Iconics was on commentary, which was very entertaining.
I love the Iconics,
but maybe I'm being picky. I know. But the whole idea of heels on commentary is to put the baby faces over. And they wasn't really doing that. It was very, very hard to focus on the match.
I think that in general, when you get you know who's really bad at being on commentary when he's a heel? The Miz. Because all he does is talk shit, and then it takes away from the match completely. That happens.
Best one, Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Because he tries to
And
announce.
Austin was very good as well.
So, I think you're right in having the Iconics on commentary was brilliant. Iconics are hilarious, but it did take away from the match. And this is a showcase match where you're trying to showcase the Pirates of Tomorrow and be like, look how good they are. But at the same time, you're going, look at these. But Iconics are chatting. I have an issue with if they're doing this with Khari and Asuka and putting them against jobbers to get them to gel and get them to go together and get them to look as one unit. That's fine. Don't have them in a secondary program with the Iconics when the Iconics could be going off to do something else with the belts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. But it seems like they've dropped the absolution thing for the time being as well.
Yeah.
There was no mention of that, no mention from either team.
No, they're in the... one of them is in the Money in the Bank
and I think that was the reason. So they might come back to that, who knows. But next week will be big. Because I think the Iconics need to get their hands on them and lay them both out.
Yeah.
They can't be a 4th week in a row that whatever they're called.
They need to push on with the feud.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they've done nothing in terms of these are the guys that are feuding for the belts. It's just these are a tag team that have got the belts. These happen to be a tag team.
Yeah.
And that's it. Dare I ask you about the music?
Oh, it was bad, man. It was bad. It was very, very bad.
It was at the start. Khari's went off. The lights went out.
It's fine.
It went into Asuka's
really well,
really
nicely.
Did. And I was like, you know what? I'm a bit gutted that they've not given him a different theme. I'm a bit gutted that they've just completely sacrificed Khari's awesome entrance music. But you know what? Fair enough. The mix was good. They're coming out together. They both seem happy. And then they kept cutting backwards and forward. And I can just see Kevin Dunn in the truck going. And then that one.
Yeah, pushing
and then that one. And it was terrible. And then I immediately text you.
I think Asuka's so much better suited coming down to Khari's team.
I'd give
maybe I'm just being biased.
I'd give them a new theme.
That's fine, but I just think they're lazy and more haven't got the time. But anyway, onto the YouTube numbers. They hit a 325K this week.
225,000.
Which was
how many of them were you?
Oh,
a good
2. No, I watched it twice.
2,000.
And then twice on Facebook, and then twice on Instagram. But anyway, and then Twitter. But anyway,
and downloaded it.
To say they was against local jobbers and they didn't have any other big names in there. If it was the Iconics, then it would have been higher. And they were still above some big names, Aleister Black's promo and stuff like that. So that was nice to see. So we'll keep an eye on that for next week.
next week's big, like you say. They have to do something. Another week of just showcasing and look how good they are is going to be, like you say, it's going to be just really grating because eventually, like we're saying against Sami, you keep doing the same thing over and over again, people will turn off.
Yep. And I will say, if they have dropped the absolution thing, which seems like they have, I'm sorry, they've got to take the titles now.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think if you focus in on that program, when the Iconics are an established tag team and they're trying to make Khari of tomorrow or whatever they're calling themselves, the next established tag team, they need to have the belts to legitimatize it. I will say, and this isn't me hating on Khari for the sake of winding you up, it will devalue the belt slightly.
It will, but Khari and Asuka could be the team that they wanted to go to different brands.
I've sort of in my head got a program lined up for 6 months, a year, 18 months down the line. If you give Asuka and Khari this incredible run and make them a legit thing, and then bring Io up as a heel. Hear me out. You bring Io up as a heel. This is 18 months down the line. Asuka and Khari have had this incredible run, not just as champion, but incredible time. Gelled completely. They've got matching gears, amazing music, the crowd behind them. You bring Io up as a heel, and you have Io cost them a match, right? And it's just, and then like Asuka can be like, what's going on? Who's that? What's going on? And it's all because Io's motive will be, you were my best friend, you were my tag team partner. What the hell's going on here? And she keeps interfering with Khari and causing their matches. So then Asuka starts getting really, really wound up. It's got nothing to do with Asuka.
Yeah.
She's not out to attack the two of them. She's just taken out on Khari. So then Asuka starts getting annoyed with Khari, and Asuka's like, if you don't deal with this, we can't continue. Make them the most decorated women's tag team of the past. I know we've only had the title since earlier this year, but forever. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Make them that good, and then you'd lead to a triple threat where you've got the baby facing Khari Sane, the out and out Hio and Io Shirai, and Asuka sort of not bothered about Io, but she's there because she's pissed off with Asuka. So in that tweener role, you build it around these three, and I think somewhere like Survivor Series, Rumble, maybe even Mania.
That'd be a Mania. Man.
That would be a really, really good program, and I think the groundwork is there.
Yeah.
You just have to give Asuka and Khari this amazing year.
That's the problem. I think they'll jump the gun and go a separate way. It looks like, off the top of my head, Asuka will turn.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think, and maybe it's because we've been watching Khari in depth for the past 2 years, but I think eventually you're going to need a Khari turn.
Not this
early. No. Because you start again on main. Yeah. So yeah. But I think a Khari turn.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah?
But it'll be the big Asuka first.
I mean, we all know we're a good 18 months away from Asuka, Io and Khari all being the, dare I say, hookers to Nakamura's pimp, aren't we? They're like Tokyo Pimp or some stupid Yakuza game.
Yeah. But that was it. That was it for this week's instalment. It'll be, god damn, it's going to be an interesting week next week.
Do you think they're going to get a title shot at Money in the Bank?
Oh yeah, I think that's coming. It'll be on pre-show, but it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Will it be on pre-show?
And I was also thinking they could if they take the titles, they could build up to Natalya and Beth Phoenix as a SummerSlam match, because that ain't that bad a match.
No, that'd be booked right.
Yeah, but if you look at the entire women's tag division right now, they're the two biggest.
I suppose.
Biggest names.
With Nia being out to the end of the year.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah.
There you go. So
yeah, very interesting to look on Khari. One day we'll look back and go, why did we just focus in on Khari Sane over the week? And I'm like, I used to work with a guy called Jack, and he liked.
Yeah.
Right, should we answer some questions from some fans?
Do it.
Right, first question's coming from a guy called Mark Spence. I think this is going to be a bit of a debate. Where do you see John Moxley / Dean Ambrose landing after his video launch this week?
Ooh, that video got people talking.
First of all, what do you think about the potential, the rumours, the conspiracy theory that it's a work and he's still working for WWE? There's no way. Look at the video, the production values. It's too high.
Yeah.
The guy's a multi-millionaire. He can quite easily fund a 4-minute video.
Yeah.
What do you think? Where's he going to go? Is he going
He ain't
AEW?
going WWE. Because I'll tell you why. They ain't just built him up all that time to change his name and character.
There's
like
too
that.
much stock in the name Dean Ambrose.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's why I ain't going WWE. You know what? A long shot. I might. It wouldn't be surprising to see him in TNA.
In Impact,
Yeah.
I don't think Impact could pay him.
Yeah,
that
that's
level
the thing.
of wage.
But
I don't think he's New Japan style of wrestling.
No.
He could end up in the other one. Which one? What's the company called that does all
Noah.
the hardcore shit? Is it Noah or yeah?
it's not Dragon
Pride,
Gate.
Dragon Gate, one of them. They do they have like a really big deathmatch vibe, don't they? And John Moxley was first and foremost a deathmatch specialist, which is a shame. I think that's sort of why he never really clicked in WWE. He's a very celebrated champion in WWE, but never really had that edge that he had on the Indies. CZW is probably. He always said as well in an interview he would do one more deathmatch in CZW, so expect that. Interestingly enough, we saw a guy called Jimmy Havoc wrestle when we were in Manchester, who is a deathmatch specialist and is one of the best in the world at it. He signed for AEW. Do you think Moxley's got one eye on that dream deathmatch? Because if you're into deathmatch genre, you'll know about both of them.
You've also the reason why I thought TNA was Sami Callihan.
Sammy's a good shout, but I think money wise,
Yeah, that'd be the problem.
and working, you don't want to be defined by that deathmatch thing. But I think fans of the deathmatch.
If it's AEW, which is looking
More and more likely.
I can't see Ring of Honor doing it like that.
No,
Then he's going to be the champion. He's going to be facing Omega. He's going to be, you know what I mean?
would he be?
He's not just going to be some specialist deathmatch.
Would you say he's their biggest acquisition?
Yeah, he's bigger than Jericho.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, right now.
Right,
Right,
he did beat Jericho in the Asylum match, didn't he? So.
Right at this minute in time, Ambrose is a bigger name.
Omega?
Bigger than Omega.
Is he their biggest acquisition?
Acquisition, yeah. Because I look at Omega and Cody and all that, and they was already there. You know what I mean? They wasn't acquisitions. I know they
still had to
technically
sign
was.
them,
Yeah, he technically was, but I still don't class that like.
So what we're saying is their first major feud after you do the Jericho Dad of the Year quiz or whatever he's doing now, you do Ambrose and Omega. That's their big. Well, it'll be Moxley and Omega. That's their big feud. That's their big angle.
That'll be the big angle after they get, because you bring him in and it's going to be Havoc and
You'd hope so.
and that's how people would be like, holy shit.
Because suppose then after that's the question. Do you have him go over Havoc?
Yeah.
But it's Jimmy fucking Havoc.
I know, man, but you're going to push Ambrose up to that main event slot.
Havoc's having his last match in British wrestling this weekend at Super Strong Style 16 weekend, and we're not there to see it.
Wish him all the best, though.
Oh, one of my favourite. Absolute gent. I mentioned this on Curtain Jerking the other day when I was talking to Amir, but at Manchester we were both quite drunk at that point, and I said, Jimmy, I got no money, but was there any chance I could have a picture? And he went, "Course you can. Course you can, Ben." It's like, cheers, Jim.
Wearing his
we're
AFI
like-
shirt.
Oh, brilliant. And then we were like, oh, hang on, we get to see him wrestle now. And he did a death match with Sami Callihan, and it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, next question. Who would WWE be looking at to move to the main roster next? So, which is the next NXT call-up? That's from Simon Cox. Cheers, Simon.
Simon!
It's got to be Cole.
Not Cole.
It's got to be Cole.
It's not Cole. Gargano's going up first.
Yeah, to 205 Live.
205 Live.
To job out to Gulak.
He's not jobbing. He's going to be the star of 205 Live.
He's got no character.
What he was doing with Andrade wasn't because of
Yes, it
Tommaso
was.
Ciampa. It was all on him.
But the reason we loved it was because Ciampa cost him. The only reason he did it, that kicked off the Ciampa feud. Well, after the initial attack.
But no, that match, I can't remember which it was on NXT TV, which was in my top 5 matches I've seen last year, and Johnny Gargano was in most of them.
God, amazing wrestler. Got no character outside Tommaso Ciampa.
I'm not sure about that, man.
Got no charisma outside of, this is what I love. I am Mr. Wrestling. I am Johnny Takeover. You will not stop me
how
doing
many
what I
people are
love.
like that? How many people are like that on the main roster?
And how many are on the top now? Who genuinely that's their gimmick? There's one I can think of, and he ain't wrestled since November.
Who's that?
Cena.
Cena's king, man. Cena's god.
I'm not denying it's not worked for Cena, but who else? Who else? This is what I love to do. You won't stop me. Who else has got it over? It didn't work for Bryan, because Bryan had to turn heel to get back over.
It worked him in the first place.
Yeah, and it's worked for Johnny in the first place, but he can't do it on main.
Beg to differ, man. Give it time.
Nah,
He'll be the star at 205 Live. Guarantee it.
He is the Marty Jannetty of DIY.
He's good.
Triple
H rates him too highly.
Not as highly as he rates Tommaso Ciampa. You know what?
Tommaso Ciampa will be going up to Raw and SmackDown.
Do you know what the best thing that's ever happened to Johnny Gargano is in Johnny Gargano's career? Tommaso Ciampa's neck injury. Because while the longer he's injured and the more he gets injured, the more stock Gargano gets. Because I'll look past Ciampa to Gargano.
Yes, but they must have seen something in him to say this is where we're going and give him that huge run with Ciampa. It couldn't just be anybody.
Out of the two, Gargano's going to get lost on me.
I agree, but that's why Ciampa's going to Raw or SmackDown and Gargano's going to 205 Live, and he's going to be the fucking star on 205 Live. Guarantee it. He's going to be the big dog on there. As I'm the big dog in Morris. Well, it was.
I thought you were going to say it 5 months then. I was going to fight you. Thank you for your question, Simon. Lindsay Andrew says, do you think we will ever see a WWE off-season?
Oh, the off-season debate. The old off-season debate. I've been calling for it for a while, man.
Why?
Because I just think it makes sense. I think
they needed one this year just so they can decide who's on what show.
Exactly. They can get all the stuff together. It only needs to be 1 month.
The thing is, though, no, I suppose not. I was going to say that would make Mania your finale,
your massive blow off.
So then you would have to have all the happy endings, but not necessarily. You could shows leave things on cliffhangers all the time.
Exactly. I've always been a fan of it, fan of the idea.
As the wrestling fan in me is going, but I just want as much wrestling as I can find. So there's that. I don't want to be going. Oh, it's only 3 weeks till WWE's back.
Think of it. You think of the excitement when it's coming back, though. You think when the Premier League's coming back, you're like, oh, I've missed the Premier League, and it's WWE. You think of that. The numbers would be back. You'd get you'd be hitting 5 million viewers.
You could then do the draft as like a network exclusive the week before.
You could get everyone comes back from injury, maybe not, but give them time to recover.
Pitch to you. Let's say that they don't do the off season because they're not going to do one. No, not going to do one. This shake up this year, they did it on 2 nights and they went, with injuries, messed that up. Andrade networks, right? We'll carry on doing it bit by bit by bit. For this, my idea to work, you need a general manager on each show, right? And you need it to be and on NXT. And on 205 Live. You need individuals that are out for themselves, right? What about, or you could even do it with like managers, like Heyman and stuff like that. What about you introduce Mania till Money in the Bank, 5 weeks, transfer window. Do you know what I mean? And it can be like, on Raw Monday night, oh my God, Heyman signed Cesaro to his group. Oh my God, Raw have signed...
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, you know what I mean? That won't be. But then, the day before Money in the Bank, you would then have Deadline Day.
Yeah.
And you could have a special on the network that runs from, 4 hours before the deadline to the deadline, where you can see people like Heyman or Zelina Vega or anyone just bombing round on the phone trying to get deals through because you want to get this guy across it. Or then you can have Steph and Shane on the phone trying to go, talking to Brock, talking to Lane Heyman, going, can we get Brock over on SmackDown? Do you know what I mean? It creates that buzz because then, when Money in the Bank starts, or whatever the pay-per-view is after, you have that anticipation like you were talking about for that first episode after the break of who's ended up with who. We heard big rumours, because WWE could leak obviously it's all set up, but you would leak rumours like, oh my God, Brock's going to SmackDown. Oh my God, Brock's just been seen outside the offices of Drake Maverick. Do you know what I mean? You can have these hype scenarios to get you hyped for that first, and then your numbers for Money in the Bank would skyrocket. Because we'd all want to, and I think that would be fantastic. Because then it'll explain away, all right, we've moved Andrade to Raw. Oh, hang on, no, he's back on SmackDown. What's going on? And I think WWE, if you're listening, we know you listen. Why wouldn't you listen? That's the sort of thing you need to be going for. Because you could do 5 weeks of nothing shows to build to that. Have no title matches at Money in the Bank. Focus it around your 2, really 3 Money in the Bank matches. Because I'd do a tag one.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I got myself excited.
You come around to the idea now.
Not an off season.
No.
Transfer window.
The tag team Money in the Bank.
I didn't say it would be a clusterfuck, but you could just do it with 4 teams, I suppose, couldn't you? Rather than 8 teams.
That's all you need. All you need.
Thank you, Andrew, for your question. Final question from Marcelo Miguez.
Marcelo?
Yeah. International listeners, mate. International.
I bet it's from like
Boston.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest, Lacey Evans is impressing me, guys, but do you think she has a bright future ahead of her?
Yeah. You can have a bright future, but don't rate her as highly as some other guys on this podcast.
I think she's brilliant, mate. If I had to pick fault, she looks too much like Charlotte. She's a big, muscular woman with blonde hair.
This argument of, she's blonde and everything.
Yeah.
I've seen a fault with it this week.
All right.
There's been 63% brunettes in history that's held the title. And you pick out like Trish and Stace Keibler and Tori Wilson.
Has Stacey ever held the title?
No. I'm just saying big names. You know, you look at Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I take them out because they're amazing.
Yeah.
But I'll give you AJ Lee, Nikki Bella, Lita. See, I don't think.
I think the argument came from I think it was a stat that Dave Meltzer dropped last year. Is that since I can't remember when it started, but over the past few years, you know what the stat was? It was over the past few years. I can't remember how many exactly years. Up until a certain point at the end of last year, every women's title match had a blonde in it, and that's the stupid fact, right? I agree with you. I don't think it is because people are
that other opponent's gonna be brunette. It's just guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it's stupid that we focus in on it.
Yeah.
Because it's women. Like, oh my god.
Oh,
it's
she's a Vince girl.
It's like saying, I'll tell you something. You want to be fat? Like, it's like saying, oh my god, there's always someone with long black hair in the main event because it's either Roman or Rollins, isn't it? And they all or Elias, and they all look the same. But I think it's stupid when people go, oh well, I agree. It's not because she's blonde.
I've said it in the past. Though.
It's not because she's looks like Charlotte or anything. I think she does a little bit. I think that I can see the resemblance, but she's her own character. She's like this sassy Southern Belle thing. She's not there
they're
wooing.
Completely nicked from Glow.
But still, works for her, doesn't it?
Works.
It really does work for her. I asked, the one thing I wanted to change is I wanted a better finisher because I didn't like the woman's right, and she's doing a bloody awesome moonsault. No, it's not as good as Charlotte's. I can see the look in your eye. But it's still a fantastic moonsault.
Yeah.
She's going to lie down for Becky Lynch, like, but so Charlotte. So
with a
the
bit
parallels
of
are still there.
With a bit of luck. But yeah, she's got a bright future. And
it's brighter than Sasha's, put it that way.
Brighter than Sasha's, man. Where does if Lacey Evans comes up, having this big push like this,
yeah.
Where does this leave Alexa Bliss?
I firmly believe that they're still unsure of whether Alexa can wrestle fully. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise, she had a match after Mania.
Yeah.
But she wrestled in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
They could have easily put her in a program for Mania from the Royal Rumble. Didn't. Right? Maybe they didn't have anything for her. Maybe creative was just like, right, we've got all of our eggs are in the basket with Becky. Let's not water down Alexa by putting her in anything. We'll give her the host spot. We'll give her a WrestleMania moment. She'll be in the spotlight. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. She had a match after WrestleMania on Raw, and then nothing until she's going to be in Money in the Bank next week, the week after. Unless I've missed a match that she was in.
Might have missed one.
But still. So I'm thinking now... Oh, and every time she doesn't wrestle, which by my reckoning is a good 4 weeks, she does a moment of bliss.
Yeah.
So they definitely still want her on telly. But at the same time, it's like, well, why not just put her in matches? So part of me is going, there's a reason they're not putting her in matches. But then the other part of me is going...
They ain't got anything for her.
Well, why, if she was injured and she was coming back now, why put her in Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's risky. Also, Mandy Rose in Money in the Bank with Alexa Bliss, she's going to injure her. Mandy's not strong enough to be in that sort of position. So yeah, where does that leave Alexa Bliss? I've got no idea, mate.
Comes back, wrestles full time, and goes face. That's where it leaves her.
She's going to have her own reality TV show on the network.
Future general manager.
And she'll be the future general manager of 205. Oh.
Nah, man, she's going face. That's what she's doing.
She's done a few facey things recently. It's weird.
She'll be good face.
It's weird. What do you think of Lars Sullivan?
Oh, 5-star Lars. It's gonna air. It's
They've banned his head. They've banned the headbutt.
the what?
The diving headbutt.
They banned it.
They've banned it apart from recently. This last week, they've banned it apart from special occasions.
All right.
I like it because I don't think he needed it. Do you know what I mean? Nobody was looking at Goldberg going, I wish he'd do more aerial manoeuvres.
Yeah, but
No one looks at Braun going, oh, do a shooting star press.
Problem was, 5-star Lars is only a bit better than bloody Ronda at doing aerial moves. You look at his splashes, god damn.
That's it. So I'm more than happy for him to do the freak accident, the running powerbomb, and whatever, throw him across the ring move he's doing as his finishes. He didn't need a diving headbutt.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas some people would do. So I don't mind them banning it.
What did you say? Where's he going?
Yeah, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to, because there's only so many weeks they can have R-Truth come out of a steel chair and get flattened.
Oh, he's going to get big push, and it's going to end with Roman.
Roman's going to be the man to beat him.
If they're clever, because people are going to get behind Roman on that one. Because people cannot stand Lars. He is going to be a big heel. Because people legit can't stand him. I can't stand him.
I just think Lars needs a bit of direction. When they were doing that stuff with Carmella, it was creepy, but at least it was like, all right, so you're aiming, you're doing this because you're trying to get to Carmella. That's why you went through R-Truth, because the first 2 weeks was look how powerful, coming and destroying anyone. You saw Carmella that day, and then you're sort of focusing on Carmella.
You don't want to say it, but past comments.
Yeah. So it's a bit. And for the love of God, Lars, put some knee pads on. You actually look like you're in your pants.
He is. He's gonna get heat, a lot of heat, and if they book it right, because they're in a scary situation with Roman again, because people could easily turn on Roman again right now.
He's not getting lift the roof off pops, but he's not getting booed, is he? No.
It could go either way at the minute. If he flattens Elias and runs through SmackDown Live.
He's currently in a feud with Shane McMahon, who's also in a feud with The Miz, because apparently Shane McMahon genuinely thinks he's the best in the world.
Man, he's one of the best heels on TV at the minute.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not.
It's all about heat.
No, he's not.
I don't care about in-ring stuff. If right,
Did you see?
I'll pitch this to you. Wait there. If Shane wins the title, Shane won the title from Kofi, man. Oh my God!
He's not going to win the title from Kofi.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Owens might. Can genuinely see them dropping the title onto Owens and going, right, Kofi, you've had your moment. Back to the tag division you go.
If why did I go on a tangent about Shane? Because I love Shane in a minute.
Because you're talking about Roman, and Roman's in a feud with Shane, apparently.
Yeah. And anyway, if they book Roman correctly, he's gonna get a massive.
Yeah, he'll be the guy. I agree with you there. I think that is about all the time we've got for you today, folks.
Yes.
Thank you very much to Jack for joining me.
As always, bruh.
And thank you very much to you guys at home for tuning in. The 5 Moves of Doom podcast in any iteration does not happen without your loyal support. So we thank you from the bottom of my heart, if you could drop us a like, a share, or a follow on anything that you can find. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your nan, tell Vince. Tell Vince.
Tell the guy.
We'll quite happily come and do that pre-show panel for Money in the Bank.
No chance.
We would definitely come out. I'm better at my... Well, Sam Roberts. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, guys. See you in a bit.